Hey 7th grade, this is the video for Unit 6, Lesson 16, where we'll be able to determine the scale factor as a percent. So let's take a look at, think about it. It says, Figure 1 was used to create Figure 2 by applying a scale factor. Determine the scale factor as a percent going from Figure 1 to Figure 2, showing all work, explain. So right away, I'm just going to underline or highlight Figure 1 to Figure 2. We're going from this figure to this one. We know we're getting smaller, and that is called a reduction. So I'm going to make a note of this. It's a reduction. What does that mean? It means that our scale factor as a percent is going to be less than 100. It's based on yesterday's lesson. If you need help with that, go to yesterday's lesson 15. But since we have that information, we can go ahead and move along to calculate our scale factor. I'm going to show you one thing right now. It's a little trick that this lesson is kind of all about. If we're trying to calculate a scale factor, we know that we're looking at the corresponding sides. So for example, 30 centimeters and 12 centimeters, since they're on the same side of the rectangle. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to use the formula that we've used all last week. And that would be the percent equation, which is the quantity equals the percent as a decimal times the whole. Now, we know these words, we don't necessarily know them in context of scaled figures. So let's think about it, right? We're trying to calculate, or we're going from 30 centimeters to 12 centimeters, right? So this is our resulting value. It would be our quantity. So 12 centimeters. Now, easy. We know we're trying to calculate the percent, so we don't know what our percent as a decimal is. And that would make our whole 30. Okay. Let me put units since I've been doing that. All of this is in terms of units. So now let's slim it down a little bit. We have 12 equals, let's create a variable for our decimal as a percent. Okay. It says determine the scale factor as a percent. So if this isn't going to be a percent, it just represents our regular scale factor. And I'm going to use SF to represent that. Okay. So I have SF times 30. Now, what am I solving for? I'm solving for the SF, right? The scale factor. So let's divide both sides by 30. And we get the scale factor is equal to, I can simplify this, right? 12 divided by 30, that's 12 over 30. And I can divide top and bottom by 6. I know that's a common factor. And I would get 2 over 5 as my scale factor. Does that answer the question, though? It says determine the scale factor as a percent. So how do I turn 2 over 5 into a percentage? We know a percentage is out of 100, so we could just take this scale factor and multiply it by 100. And when I cross simplify, I do 5 divided by 5 is 1. 100 divided by 5 is 20. Then multiply straight across, we have 20 times 2 is 40. 40 over 1, that's 40%. Okay, and we all know a scale factor, in order for it to actually be a scale factor, to be proportional, it has to apply to all the corresponding sides. So now let's check it with the width. Again, we're going to use our quantity equals our percent as a decimal times our whole. And our new value, or our quantity, our new value is 4 centimeters. Then we don't know what the percent as a decimal is. And our whole, our original, is 10 centimeters. Let's slim it down, take out the units, and we have a scale factor times 10 should be 4. Divide both sides by 10. We get our scale factor equal to 2/5. Great. And now to make it a percentage, we need to multiply it by 100. And since we did it all the way over here, with 2/5, it's just also going to be 40%. We know it is a scaled figure. So, what does this mean? Now that we have this, we calculated the percent. How do we do it? We use the percent equation, right? But did we really use the language quantity and whole? No. What does the quantity represent? The original or the new? The new. So we really used new figure, or the new side length, right? Equals. And then we even changed the percent decimal to scale factor times our original figure. So we know that we could actually use our percent equation and transform it to this to find scale factor. Okay, so we know that, right? Let's copy this down. We can use new figure equals scale factor times original figure to find the scale factor. And if you want to find the percent scale factor, you need to multiply it by 100. Let's put a star to find percent scale factor, multiply by 100. Great. Now, in addition to that, right, we actually know something else. This scale factor as a percent represents something. Now, if we think all the way back, right, all the way back to our tables, all the way back to the relationships that we've learned, what does it mean if we have a scale figure? Or a scale factor, I'm sorry. What does it mean if we have a scale factor? It means that these two figures are proportional. So let's go down to our conjecture box, and let's copy this down together. Ready? The scale factor as a percent is a constant of proportionality. And proportionality is spelled proportionality. Great. Constant of proportionality. And now that we have our conjecture, we can move on to test the conjecture.